Toss her again. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling Matt was a murderer. How you know that? How you know that? Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you? Don't confuse my method of reason with your own. Damn, okay. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things. 3 things? A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you take these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should already know that, Phoenix. They didn't teach us that to us in school, at least not what I remember. May I continue now? Okay. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. But why? So you will say this need came from the press conference? Yes, do you know why Juan chose the event for that hotel for the conference? Because that's when he could cause the most damage to the public beloved Matt Guard. And you know this brand, do you, Miss Andrews? Yes, because I was the one who set up the match conference and prepared a costume. But I'm sure Mr. Ungard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing is, this information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree, Miss Andrews. Please correct your testimony, if you please. We're at some at garage now, are we, Mr. Wright? I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way of proving it. I'm right. That's right. Have Miss Ingard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Miss Korea with his press conference, and that event was supposed to bring down Miss Ingard, yet you still helped out? The person on trial now is Mr. Ingard, right? What the witness was thinking helped the victim with his plans. It's not our concern. In any case, this meeting has the defendant had a murder to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? And he didn't have an alibi when he was on the time of the murder, okay. But did you already testify earlier that Miss Ungard was taking a nap in his room? Or you tell me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Miss Ungard? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him from the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time. I can try, but I can't find no fault with that, Miss Andrews. That's it. I can't say the same for some people in this courtroom. However, the judge is glaring straight at me. He's glaring at you, smart guy. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. Right? You can't hardly call the knife deception evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be clever camouflage. And what about the button? The button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought, and during the fight the killer ripped the button from a Jammin Ninja costume. You talk about this button, correct? That button was found in a piece of Matt Pokemon, is it correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. Looks like you were out fast again, Mr. Wright! Anyway, this knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Uh-oh. Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. But the ice is there! Yes! Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this for information of testimony. That button was torn off and won during the fight with Matt. And how do you know that? When the ends of the threads of the button and the costume will match up, they were found to fit together peacefully. Oh, so I heard. I heard it before too. But why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? Don't look at me like that. Just because I'm her and you're not. And I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip on, it has to be here. But where or what? Alright, fine. I'm gonna go back. That butt was torn off during the fight with Matt, but alright, you're right. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Here, let's go to here. I'll toss a report. Let's see. What can I find? Scott friend receiver. Can I find something? Okay, let's see. Alright, okay. So they was fighting, but he was strangled, which just don't make any sense. Let's go for this one. This is the victim autopsy report. It's clearly stated that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does this mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button had the victim's blood on it, which would mean it was ripped off the costume after the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly. Which means it's impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There's just no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was suspiciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. Order! What the? What does it mean? Is this right? So what if the button was torn off after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did it serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer has something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean? Does this mean you... What? Does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it? Depend on my client. You got dog it? There is only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was a petty crime on Miss Ingard. There is no way anyone will put a blood button in their own pants. That's right, Miss Ingard was set up by the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is? Well, Mr. Wright. Who in the world is the real killer then? Finally, I can't believe I've managed to bring this trial to all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let it go down yet, not until the very end. The real killer, the person who framed Miss Ungar is... Where's the other you? It has to be you because I don't see nobody else. Let's check this out. It's not. No, she's kidnapped. She's Mia. He's losing his job regarding his pension. She's shot. He's on the other side. He's still at the hotel. She's at the hotel. Yeah. He's dead. I'm defending her. She's running around. So it has to be her. Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. You are Mr. Carita's killer. What? Order! Mr. Wright! This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence to support your charge? Any evidence? All the evidence points to Miss Andrews. But how possible? You can't stick any of that on me. Okay, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he's already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Miss Ingard naturally. A knife covered in defense fingerprints could only be taken from this room. And the only one who had dealt with him and knew the knife to take was you. Uh-oh. Then what about the button that was found in Matt's hockey mug? This button was removed from the victim's body after he already died. The only person who could have done so was the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Ungar was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence on his own hockey mug. Work that too. The only person who could have put this button onto Mr. Ungar hockey mug is the person who went to wake him up from his nap, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? There is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside a guitar case? It could have only been a person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Mr. Adrian Andrews. No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right! That because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was a classic dead discoverer of a dead body. Ah! And to top it all, if there's this photo. A photo of the killer as they exit the scene of the crime. No reason the person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is missing guard. He will be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Oh. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, and you are not? Please stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can't incriminate me. Oh shoot, she come with the books on. Well, yes, you're absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination. By allowing a witness to not testify if the testifier can't cause damage to themselves. What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Gar's room, Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea to her head. She must have told Miss Ninja not to testify if things was bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix, but there's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? Heh. What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proved up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to prove a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Carino. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Carino? I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself. We'll abstain for answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it will be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I will be guilty of doing to my silence. No, she's taking it as a defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do? Somehow we landed in the worst possible situation. Yep. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point of time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and in the defense theory that she is the actual murderer. That's not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that's to declare a recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and defense look further into this matter, and at tomorrow's trial. Tomorrow? Oh, shoot. We don't have it tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please, wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue with the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get this verdict, then Maya...
It's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
That'll be edgy. It is not possible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you?
It's true Miss Andrews holds a right against self-incrimination, however. If the toughest conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, this is very true, but...
Actually, there's one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews? When you found the victim's dead body, you pour yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice.
Right.
So my actions were unusual, but I already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again, and to what happened when she first discovered the body. Wherever we find this savage should be in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he a friend or a foe? I just don't know.
Your court denies the prosecution request, Miss Andrews, if you please.
Enough of the body. The glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it that messy state. And one, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower case over.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim? Why did you say so in your testimony earlier?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours?
Now then, that's the right. You may begin your cross-examination.
I found the body. A glass of juice, I didn't report myself. I was surprised when I walked the room, so it's messy. And one, he slipped over, a little tired or something. But I saw him sitting like that, I thought he was dead, didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he just fainted or something, so I went pour him a glass. When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. I see. Here, let's see here. Can we present something? Proper crime scene, where is it? Alright. Interesting. Explain it. If you saw that, then explain the crime scene. So, you was honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body.
Ah! Where's the meaning of this?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Carter's chest. Anyone who saw the scratcher would have immediately thought that was a dead man. Well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonsense you're not go pouring something to drink.
Your proof is?
Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lies has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. No!
It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to the right. The defendant, Mr. Bettengard, is not guilty after all.
That's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I tell you, it was Matt. I swear. He's the one who killed one. But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because...
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding in this incriminate you?
I refuse to testify.
Okay, there's no need for this court to continue any further. This man go innocent have been clearly demonstrated.
Is it over? Have we found the truth at last?
What's wrong, Phoenix?
Usually the real killer confesses her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't.
Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict, Mr. Manning Guard.
Objection!
Who's this? Your Honor, the prosecution feels it would be premature to pass out a verdict at this time.
What?
The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth.
The absolute real truth? Where are you?
Witness? Don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt and God will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared.
It's Francisco von Calma.
Huh?
Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Angels lives by gripping tight onto the words of another because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself.
Then right now, Miss Andrews is...
Yesterday, she was tossed and life-saved by Miss Von Calma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Vanguard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undoubtedly believes in those words right now and clinging onto them.
Then what should we do? This is the first time I ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get her not guilty. That's my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please, believe me. I didn't kill one. Help. Please, someone, help me.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
this court can continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you tend to do.
What I tend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right, I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what the witness did and what did she not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that ours? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over here, right? Come on, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Oh my goodness, what do we do? Request not guilty, purpose guilty. Oh my god, which is project? Force Andrew to Tesla? If it's not you, then who did it? I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do this like this, not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding.
Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Sure, Mr. Ungar would get an acquittal, but in his place, you will be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet. How dare you? You trying to trick me.
That's enough. I commend you for trying, Miss Edgeworth. However, it is clear the defense theory is the truth.
You're wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, this falls on my shoulders to disclose this to court. Stop!
Mr. Edgeworth!
This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop! Please stop! No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report, an attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of a dependent nature. Having other people know it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, stop! I beg you. If people find out, ow. If you're going to say you would choose death, then there's no concern of me. Damn, you cold. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? Damn, man. However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still-birthing lips. No matter what I have to do. Damn, you cold. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either way is fine with me. I'll talk, but please, help me. Okay. Damn, you cold, Edgy. Nothing matters anymore. Am I crying? Damn, you cold, Edgy. Damn. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honestly. When I realized he was dead, that was where I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed one dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returned to Matt's room, I had a bit of inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using a nickel samurai costume. Okay.
Stab the body with a knife? But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious to pin a blame on a certain person? A certain cowardly man?
What do you mean by all this?
It might take this court in a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer is mad. That scumbag of a man, I never forget him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time?
So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Margarita, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with a murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Engard for the murder. And this is her crime.
What? How is this possible?
I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer?
Mr. Wright, please get over your shocking commitments to cross-examination.
Oh my goodness, this is a long case. Yeah. When I first saw him, I already thought he fainted. Okay. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there might be in a fight. Are you telling the truth when you're saying that you did not know he was dead? He had a skull tied around his neck, but that skull is part of the Jammin Ninja cartoon, so I didn't think anything about it strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to the quarter juice. Okay? But when I realized he was dead, that was what formulated my plan. What is this plan? What's the plan is? Yeah, like he said. I knew right away the murder was Matt. I knew because one, he was going to expose Matt weakness to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and size him for good. That's when I thought, I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence with a knife and a button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash to the back room. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used that didn't have fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was snapping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of crime. And then I I stabbed Juan dead by a knife and ripped off the button. Yep, you did say that. So you're the one who stabbed the victim with the knife. It kills me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I started to realize something. If I use the button somehow, I can make Matt even a little more suspicious. So he thought to rip one button off and then plan to miss a guard hockey match. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? No, they don't. Just when I finished, I returned to Matt's room. I had a bit inconvenience. What's the inconvenience? The inconvenience? There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loaded in the hallway. I went to bed my spice, there was a lot of. There was also a woman with a ray gun and ready paces back and forth. That Miss Old bad for you. Yup. I had already been caught and made to a big school for certain weekly tabloids once, so I couldn't very well go out to look like that and get myself caught again. And that's why I ended up using a bigger samurai costume, so nobody could see you. You were the one who prepared that costume, were you? Yes, I took it for Global Studios. I also put in Juan's guitar case the day before the awards ceremony. You did this in preparation for a press conference, correct? Yes. Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is this big secret?
She don't know, remember? That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I would leave Juan's room in a nickel samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was a real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we heard enough. So, after that, you went back to Miss Elgar's room and planned to put that?
Into Mac Hakima, yes. And after that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it in the bag. Then I stuck it to the hotel and got rid of it.
My word, what does all this mean?
Mr. Ashford, is it? The real criminal is Matt Ingar. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor set me down for a talk. Francisco, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I done. That if I just keep quiet, then Matt will be found guilty for sure. I have no choice but believe in her words.
Wow. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer.
Wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. After this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we can't do anything.
There is a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was a culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright.
But...
Mr. Ashworth, please place Mr. Andrews under arrest for further questioning.
Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for a detention immediately.
That is all. Court is adjourned for today.
Wow, everybody left. Judge left. He failed the mission. Man. Today trial is over, and I didn't win any acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Ashworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might take a look at one thing. That card in your hand. It had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this. Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day.
The room? That day?
Yes. I found this card where I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him.
You found that card next to the victim body?
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped into my pocket. But it is not as this card have any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I guess not, but if still a strange card, then you ask me. But as far as the clues to what case, I don't see why. Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry!
Edgeworth?
Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This, I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to.
What? What is this all about?
I had never seen Ezra so emotional before. That card. What in the world and what does this mean? Man, that's a long case. We didn't get an acquittal, so we gotta hope that Maya is still alive at the moment. And it looks like we're going to do more investigation. Now, because we didn't get an acquittal that day, they say she's supposed to be done, but hopefully we can hope that Maya either got away or she didn't get killed. But looks like we're going to have to do more investigation, assuming she's not dead. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back. I am out.